lot of criticisms you can put on both sides, but ultimately what it comes down to is we need to get terrorism out of the Middle East. We need to.
So everybody, I am going to be petty with this episode immediately, okay? Because this man's name is Xavier DeRossu. He is a staff member of the Prager U. Shout out to him. He's had kind of like, I would say, the Candace Owens experience with social justice, doing the whole BLM thing, and then waking up to the fact that like a lot of this stuff is just communism. Well, I don't think he knows that it's communism, but waking up to the lies and stuff that's told to people in America with, propagandizing and everything else. But now he works with Prager U, so his discussions about geopolitical situations are probably going to sound a certain way.
To get this extremism to be put to a halt, and that takes more people being honest and objective about what's really happening over there.
Dave Smith, your response to that?
Well, there's been a lot said. I mean, I would just point out, because you started by playing that clip of Donald Trump in the debate, and of course, as rightfully the story has been about Joe Biden's catastrophic performance, but that's kind of let Donald Trump slide. It's kind of amazing to me that the corporate media and the Democrats, who have obsessively called Donald Trump a bigot for the last, since at least 2016, have nothing to say about turning to your opponent and calling him a Palestinian, as if that's supposed to be just an insult. Just imagine replacing that with any other group.
The problem is the right wing is fawning over Israel so much that, and apparently so is the left wing when it comes to the media, that they don't want to go there. Everything is like, just, they do too much. Look, you could be pro-Israel if you want to be. I mean, there's a lot going on, and I'm not sure why or how or why you would think as America First we should be sending our money to Israel, but whatever, it is what it is. But I know I'm speaking to like a balanced audience here, so there might be some pro-Israel people. Okay, maybe you have family over there, so I get it, right? But it's like, let's keep the same energy. Now, people wanted to call Donald Trump racist and stuff like that before, but then they didn't keep the energy with that. Let's keep it real. Republicans fawn over Israel, and so him saying that, the media is not going to touch it because they're just not going to touch it, and then the Republicans feel like that's a W. So it's just ridiculous, really. It's all become a clown show of like who can perform better for a country that is not our own.
He had just turned and called him a Jew or something like that, as if that's some like horrible thing to be. I think that, look, no presidential candidate wants to stand up for where the majority of Americans are, which is that they want a permanent ceasefire in this war, and all of them are just trying to outcompete the other one over who can be more hardcore. But I got to say, for Donald Trump, who supposedly represents like this America First position, for him to someone like Joe Biden, a lifelong self-described Zionist who is currently unconditionally, in effect, backing Israel's assault of Gaza, to call him a Palestinian. It's like when the Republicans used to say Obama was too soft on foreign policy while he was starting wars in Libya and Syria and Yemen and escalating the war in Afghanistan. It's just totally removed from reality, totally tone deaf. And it's amazing that there are these pocket aces that none of the candidates, including Bobby Kennedy, want to play, which would be very popular with the American people, to simply say, we don't want any part of this.
Gosh, man, when this guy takes a pot and he puts it on the stove and cooks it, you're going to get something amazing, a good stock of soup, of good words, some hearty, hearty soup, because he just nailed it in 1 minute. He's absolutely right. Not a single candidate is saying, you know what, let's dead this war, right? Like, nobody's saying that. Not a single American. I don't even think an American who's pro-Israel, right? Let's exclude anybody who has family over there or something, right? But any American is going to say, let's just end all of this now and focus back on home. Let's try to keep the money at home as much as possible. At least say that much, right? Not a single one of these guys is saying like, guys, you know what, we're taking, you know what I mean? Like, we might have taken it a little too far. And we're like 9 months into the situation, right? We're funding it. We fund it for what? We built a port. We built a port for Israel. And then now that we had to dismantle the port because it's not working or it broke or whatever. I'm sure I'm putting up the picture now of the article. But the fact is, that's money wasted. If they built the port in Gaza and said it was to help humanitarian aid, which from the minute when they did that, I heard people saying, you know, why are we doing that for Gaza? We could be doing stuff for our home. And I'm like, okay, totally understand for sure. But my mind was like, that's not for Gaza though. Whatever it is something that Israel could do something with it. Now all of a sudden they don't need it anymore. And then, we're just going to dismantle it. You want to talk about a waste of money? And Dave Smith just dropped bombs. I wonder if this guy with his blonde hair has anything to say. I'm telling you, this guy, here's the petty part. He blocked me on Twitter because, you know, he took the trip. So it's like, it's a little different for him. So, you know.
Right. I mean, it's interesting, Cenk, isn't it? That American public opinion has been pretty different over this war to previous conflicts in the region, particularly between Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a similar issue here. The core cancer in both the Biden story and the Israel story is propaganda. So the American media for so long has told you, no, don't believe your lying eyes, whether it was Joe Biden or Israel's war crimes. But in this case, now there's smartphones, there's social media, and you just can't contain the sights of Palestinian children who were beheaded and on fire, and a stadium full of children have been slaughtered by Israel. So there is no pretty picture you could put on that. And you could spin all you like. But at the bottom line is, American people are asking, wait, not only why are we supporting this wholesale slaughter of these poor people who obviously have no power, but also why are we paying for it? Why did we just give $20 billion to kill all these people? Why is it our fight? And why do we have to support Goliath instead of David? Why are we giving them over $300 billion?
All right,
and they have paid family leave and they have universal health care. We don't have any of that.
Okay.
We're forced to give our money to them. It makes no sense at all.
I'll give a very quick chance to respond.
First off, Cenk, this is maybe not the one topic. There's a couple topics I actually agree with Cenk Uygur on. Cenk Uygur is actually cooking right now too. So everybody's making a good hearty bowl of soup except for these two. The one with the blonde hair, the person with the blonde hair, and then the female, right? So Cenk I don't even need to double back on anything they said. By the way, guys, if you like these videos, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. I love making these videos. Okay, so coming back to it, right? So I mean, it's like, you know, I just feel like Cenk hit it on the nail. Why? What's the point? And what is she about to say? It's not happening. Like, I get it. If people are online and they're like, I just don't want to look at it, fine, right? There's not everybody can handle that kind of footage or anything like that, right? Fine. You want to pretend like it's not happening. Cool. But don't tell me, who looks at it all the time, who's dealing with it and talking about it, as far as like talking about it, not dealing with it, like I'm not there, right? Don't tell me that I'm wrong for what I'm seeing.
Respond to you, Emily, because we have to wrap things up. But just very quickly, your response to Cenk.
Sure. I just think it's crazy. I just think it's crazy to act as if all of the foreign aid in the United States actually makes an impact in the entire U.S. government budget. I mean, we're talking a minimal percentage of the entire budget. So to say that it's coming from something that Americans get is insane.
I don't even have. Right. So it's just pointless. It is. It really is. So I'm not even gonna go there with this chick. Like, you know what? I mean, fine. But let's listen to a little bit more of what she has to say.
Explained, the vast majority of it is actually required to be reinvested in the U.S. economy. That's the first thing. The second reason why the U.S. supports Israel is because it's in their strategic interest. It protects American soldiers. It protects American interests internationally. We also exchange security intelligence information as well as technological information for defensive weapons such as Iron Dome, such as Arrow. All of these technologies.
Okay, I can't. So I'm not going to have somebody sit here and lie to you. Number one, like, look, if you want to be pro-Israel, that's your thing. You could live it with these lies and the whole American securities. We share secrets and stuff. No, yeah, they share our secrets with China. We literally have troops in Syria as tripwires for Israel. I didn't say it. Colonel Douglas McGregor said it. I mean, how long is it appropriate now for me to talk about that? I'm America first. So meaning that I don't want troops anywhere in the country, in the world, to do anything else but defend America, right? And I highly doubt that going to other people's homes is defending America. Nobody's on our shores, right? Like, let's keep it real. I'm not a hippie person who says down with an army. No, we need an army, but our army has become a terroristic group, and it's not right that our soldiers are used in this manner. Okay, so this chick is sitting up here lying to you, and then she says, "Oh, they have to reinvest. They have to take that money and reinvest it back in American products." What do you mean? No, they don't. There's no stipulations. When we give Israel money, there's no stipulations. Everybody get the book, The Israel Lobby. It's just simply that. Like, it's just that simple.
Javier, you yourself, you went to Israel about 100 days after the October 7th attacks.
I guess he calls himself Javier now. It's Xavier. He used to call himself Xavier, but now he's Javier. This guy has borderline personality disorder. Like, yeah, all right. Okay, all right. Sorry. Okay, all right.
To, as you put it, uncover the truth behind the headlines. What did you find?
You know, I found a lot of the fraudulent narratives are just being covered up by the media, or we're just being gaslighted about what's actually happening there and what happened on October 7th. I still think a lot of people are confused about what happened on October 7th. Like, I was unaware. I actually just got back from Israel last week again. I went for a third time, and I didn't know that a lot of the Palestinian civilians were out there kidnapping hostages as well, and then selling them to Hamas for about $10,000 is my understanding. And, you know, it's really tragic to see that all of this has happened, and people are so busy saying that it's complex, but the history might be complex. But what's happening today is a very simple issue. You have one side that is fighting a war against.
This man has no problem lying. I'm sorry, we're going to be a little petty, y'all. We are. This man has no problem lying because he's lying to himself. He calls himself, gosh, I hope my mic is working. He calls himself Javier. It's Xavier de Rousseau. He's Haitian. But he says that his dad's family's from Haiti. This is how he explains being. He does not want to be looked at as a Haitian. This guy has borderline personality disorder. You could allegedly, in my in my very educated opinion, okay, the hair already gives it up. The man's been to Israel 3 times, so the Hasbara is strong with this one. I'm sorry, I've not seen a report. I've not seen a single report. Even from, I speak to Israelis online, and I've not heard one Israeli say that Hamas was actually, that the civilians were stealing hostages and selling them for $10,000. This is extraordinary. The Prager U has gone down. Prager U has declined. So this is how the conservatives are lying to people now. Oh, by the way, he's a conservative. This is the
terror. And then you have another side that is trying to lead a genocide against Jews and Christians worldwide. So I see it very black and white or actually, I shouldn't say that. It's not black and white. I know there's a lot of criticisms you can put on both sides, but ultimately what it comes down to is we need to get terrorism out of the Middle East. We need to get this extreme.
Okay, so that's how that stuff started. All right, so we kind of came back around full circle to the beginning of the discussion that I started this video on. This guy's absolutely crazy, okay? You want to know what's the truth? Christians that die in the Middle East, it is because of our bombs, American bombs. Like, we destroyed so much ancient Christian civilization from Iraq, from Palestine. I mean, they're bombing churches in Palestine. Like, this is the area, the Levant. Like, this is where, for Christians who say, I love Christ and everything and all that, right? Like, yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to you. But understand, this is where Christ walked. This is the area where Christ was. And our bombs kill Christians over there. That's what kills Christians. There are Palestinian Christians, okay? Don't get it twisted. And by the way, even if they are Muslim, that doesn't mean that, all of a sudden, but that's okay. They're Muslim, so they're bad. No, I'm saying that, like, it's time for Americans to wake up to what's really going on in the geopolitical sphere, or else you're going to get somebody like this who doesn't even know himself come here and tell you lies. Okay? Crazy. I'll see you guys later.